This is a sticky note I made. Remembering the dreams is the key, because I had so many cool dreams today. And I just made it a point to, and like after I woke up, I just started remembering them. And after you wake up from like dreams, no matter how entertaining or whatever they are, you always, or for me anyways, I usually feel like, because I always get a bad feeling in the morning, but like that might not be super connected to it, but I feel like when it's later in the day, and then you start to like realize all the dreams you had, or realize that you had interesting dreams, you're like, why didn't I write those down? Like, they were so interesting and so like crazy, and like what if they like actually connected to things in the real world? But when you first wake up from a dream, from all those crazy dreams, you're like you don't, like, they're not, you don't register them as like super interesting at the time. But today, they were really interesting and really great and really awesome. And I had so many dreams, because almost all of my times when I dream are like episodic, almost like they're not one dream. They're like multiple different scenarios, multiple different timelines, multiple different universes, or whatever, multiple different experiences. Just so remember, I'm gonna list like one of them is this is what I was thinking about. But no, okay, anyways, it was about like going down a river, and like with the rapids and everything, and hitting rocks and stuff, and then there's a big waterfall slash slope that people were going down, and I was really scared of it. But eventually, I went down the slope, and then I think I flew off, or I jumped, and so I landed like 50 feet in the water, and then I started like off the slope. Like, imagine like a giant, like almost like a water slide, but like out of rocks, and it was in the woods, and it was like a slope of water, but like slope of water into like a bigger thing, and it's surrounded by woods, and there was like multiple people swimming in the big water, and it was a fast current slope, but it was like fast, but like not like breaky, like it was fast but smooth. And I was so scared of it, and then other people with like tubes were going down it, and they looked like ants because of how wide the slope was, and the slope was like pretty like a deepish slope, like not like deep as in like, this is like probably 50 feet of slope of just water, or at least 25, no, probably 50. But I did it anyways, because there's like a big rock tower before it, like rock tower, like it was from nature, like a rock tower, or like maybe even it was either a rock tower or like a car, or like a tower of like cars or something. And I think I had a rope that I grabbed onto to stop myself, and then I climbed on the car, and then I was looking more down the slope on everybody, and then multiple people. Oh yeah, and then someone in the dream from down there was saying, "Go do it," but like but the guy was also really friendly. He was like, your body, but you can do it, but your body. Like someone was shouting from down the slope because they already slid down it. I think this is not. I think they were saying like, or they were like, everybody was shouting to do it, and then or something, and then they said, and then the main guy that was shouting said, your body, yourself, but go down it. And so I think I went down it, but then somehow I didn't go down the slope. Like, I just flew off the freaking. I just like like I didn't go down the slope like most of the other people. I just went and then landed in the. I don't know if I'd like jumped off the car tower slash possibly rock tower. I don't know if I went off the slope and then I just like had weird momentum or something, and it just instead of going me down it, this super tall slope, it just like kind of flew me off. But I just went, and then I went, and then I was falling. I went into the water, and then I went up again, and this is also a big point, what I'm about to say, about just myself, but, and I know this is off topic kind of, but, I like, and this is only one experience I've experienced many different experiences, But yeah, this experience of like the slope and everything, and the creek and the river and everything. I went psh, and then fell like 50 or like 100 feet into the water. I went up. I went up. I I went above the water because I fell in the water, and I went up and everything, and I was like panicking. I was like, because I was like, I was having a heart attack, heart attack / panic attack, but I could tell something like in my body there was something wrong. Like it not really a panic attack though, but like maybe a panic attack was part of it, but it was more like a whole body. Like there was just something wrong. Like I was having a spasm or something. And I was like, and I started reaching out. And it's crazy because I also, while I was doing that, while I was like reaching out, I was also like, when, like, I've felt like this before, but when you get up and you're like about to faint and everything, but then you like feel like, while you're like going through this crazy experience of like almost about to faint, you feel like there's not really much wrong. Like you feel like, and I feel like this is the same when like I have like even worse, like I've noticed like not panic attacks, but like like I feel like it might be the same when people have heart attacks, is like while it's happening, like it's really, really bad and you can experience it, but at the same time where you're like you're like thinking like, oh, if I fight this, this can just be a weird thing that happened, and like it's not really that serious, so I shouldn't like alert other people, or I shouldn't like but then if you knew you were having a heart attack at the moment, you would be more alert. But then since even though you're going through all this pain and everything, and like you can feel something's wrong, there's also like that part of yourself that's like, nah, it's like this is manageable, or like you don't really feel it. But if you were looking back on that and you had that same feeling that you had when you were having the heart attack, you're like, oh my God, no, I should have taken that really seriously. I should have like immediately alerted people. But it's like, for some reason, when you have those feelings of like when you're about to faint, or when you're like having a heart attack, I don't know. I'm not sure if I ever had a heart attack, but this is just in my mind. Like when you're having a heart attack, you feel like, it's not that serious, or I don't need to alert people, So but anyways, that is like kind of what I was feeling in the dream. But I was also, but I was like, I kind of like didn't, like I didn't. What I'm saying is that I was having like a heart attack or like a panic attack. Panic attack was probably part of it, but there was a heart attack or something wrong, and it was like really messing with me. And I was like, but I had that feeling or that thought of like, and I can manage it. I can feel it. I mean, I could. It's not like I'm dying. Yeah, it's a feeling of like I'm not dying. This is not. I can manage it. I'm not dying. This is not something serious. But in reality, it is probably. It's like it is, serious, and you should like focus on it and alert other people. But I was having that, and I was having that thought of like it's in the back of my mind while I was like in the water, like having it. But I still, was like flaring my hands around and like, and I remember going like this to somebody, because there's a black woman, and her skin color really matters here. There's a black woman like 50 feet away swimming, and I like did this. I started reaching for her, and while going under, but like also like bobbing up, I was like, and I remember specifically going like this, because like I was like tensing up, and it wasn't a cramp, but I was like tensing up, and I was like, and I reached my hands out towards her to, partly because of like, you want to reach her, but mostly I think it was to just communicate that I actually needed help. So I just did this. I did this. And she swam towards me, and I think she took me over to the side of the place. There was a rock, or the side of the river or whatever, and there was like, it was like a a wall of rocks, I think, or like a wall of rocks and stuff. So she took me, or we swam to the side of the place, because like I think there was like on that side at least there was a wall of, it was just a wall of, you know, mountain or rock or something. And but there was like rocks sticking out or pieces sticking out where you could like at the side where you could get up on it, you know, and like lay down. And she took me over there, and I got up on the piece of a rock, and it kind of looked like, this piece looked like concrete, like it had those like deep, you know, slits, you know, deep slit, or like 6-inch, you know, concrete slits in it, you know, like yeah, kind of looked man-made or concrete. But I got on it, and it was like part of the mountain. It was like coming out of the mountain. It was like a piece of rock, you know, piece of the mountain. It was like, and it was only like probably as big as this inside of this car, or as wide as it, anyways. And I got up on it, and I was throwing up. And like when I got up on it, I threw up, and I was throwing up. And the black lady was like had her waist in the water, and she had her arm up like on the concrete slab, and she was like, throw up here, throw up here, baby, throw up here, baby, throw up here, baby. And she was like throw up here, but I didn't want to. I wanted I don't know why she wanted me to throw up there, but I was throwing up on the more like the left side, which was like more on the piece of rock, rather than where she was patting for me to throw up, because I didn't want to like throw. I think it was because I didn't want to throw up on her or near her. And I'm not sure, now that I like thinking about it, I'm not sure why she wanted me to throw up on like right there. And this, like, dreams are so symbolic. Maybe they're just like, and that's like maybe the goal of life is to, because I've been feeling like I've been going a lot more crazy lately, like a lot more schizo, because I have the feeling that everything is symbolic, or everything is like a message, or everything is like connected, you know. And I feel like that's how people become schizophrenic, or maybe that's but maybe that's like the point of life, is to just kind of almost go crazy in that way. And that's probably also a lot of my ego talking, and like wanting to be like not like I've Stanley Kubrick only because we're kind of Stanley Kubrick in the way that, like, you know, but I've kind of felt like this a long time, like before I even really thought of Stanley Kubrick, kind of a little bit. But it's like I you know, being like the stereotypical like you know, super genius, and that is a little egotistical. And I don't think I want to be like that, even though like part of myself does. I have a whole nother video I want to make explaining all this. This became more than just, you know, I haven't even gotten into the idea. But just I'm going to finish up the dream, that one dream that I had, that one experience episode thing that I had in my whole dreaming sequence is. So I was throwing up, I didn't want to throw up where she was patting, like, throw up here, baby, or she was like saying, come here, throw up here, and I threw up all over there. And then I think that was the end of that dream, of that experience. It was just me throwing up, and you know, and this is a side note, but this is something that's really important, is that. And because I've been getting a lot more into dreams, and what are dreams, and what are they, and what I've realized, or there's something that I've realized, I think anyways, is that dreams are incredibly powerful, and dreams are, every time you have a dream and it's what it is making choices, right, or whatever. It's, you get the experience from that dream into your real life. Experience like you get, like, say you're running away from a killer, and in that dream, and you know, in your dream, you're not fully conscious, you're not fully, like, you can't really make decisions, you're not like fully thinking. In that dream, say you're chasing a killer, and you decide to fight back against the killer. You now know, if you were in that real, and I've heard Joey the Gypsy say this, I think, or say something like this. Yeah, no, he said something. He said this. And this is something that everybody should think about. And this is something I realized recently, but it's been so big. If you in that gym you fought back against a killer, that is experience that you now can think of, and you know that is you. That is you. That is your experience, that you found more about yourself. And dreams are so good because they are big things. As those are big experiences most of the time. Like if you like, I think something that happened to me in the gym. This is another side note, but listen, a thing that happened in the dream, because I've had this fear of, am I just gonna let something happen, like, and this comes from the I forget what it's called, bystander effect, I think it might be called, or something, and maybe it's not exactly the bystander effect, but if someone was dying on the street, right, you know how like there's that classic story of someone dying on the street, and like crowds walk by because they just don't want to get involved, or they don't want to whatever. I'm so fearful, and I'm so scared, and I'm so that I want to be the person that jumps in. I want to be the person that stops the fight. I want to be the person that out of everybody, I want to be, oh my God, go. And I want to get part of the action and heal and protect and whatever. I want to be the person that jumps in, saves the person from the train. I do not want to be the bystander. I do not want to be, it's so disgusting to me. Because it's disgusting. I'm so scared that I'm that person. I will become that. If in that scenario, I will be that person. Well, I had a dream, and again, this was the dream. This is a dream where there's multiple different scenarios, and this is a dream. You know, a night. I say night but you can have dreams anywhere. A dreaming period, which is like kind of like a night, like, you know, you dreamed all night. But I'm saying you could have dreams anywhere, because you can have dreams in a night, in a nap, and you can sleep during the day. In the dreaming sequence, this is one of the experiences. It was like in a supermarket. No, it was in a library, I think. And there was like 25 students, I think, like high schoolers, seemed older than me, maybe a few years older than me, or a year older than me. And they were all fighting. They were all like dogpiling, and it literally, I think it looked like one of those cartoons of like the dust cloud and everybody's fighting. And I was like 10 feet away from them in the library or the supermarket. And guess what? I ran straight to them. Or maybe I was hesitant or something, but I ran to them, and I immediately, I got to the other side or something, and I started pulling people off of each other. And then I got hit, but I kept pulling people off. I kept separating, and you know, the dust, and I was in the dust cloud. It wasn't like exactly, or it was maybe dust cloud a little bit, or for like a couple of visualizations, but it was really people fighting, and I was the one to pull people off of each other, kind of like try to break it up as much as I can, complete chaos. But I was one, and then I think the dream ended right there, like just with me trying to pull everybody off. The dream ended like right there, like after a couple moments of me trying to pull, like literally pulling people off of each other, because this guy in a black hoodie was like punching somebody on the ground, or punching somebody. It was like he was either punching down at somebody, or was like punching like, and I got him by his shoulder blades, and I went, you know, and I put him over there, and he like fell back on his back. And I started pulling people off of each other, or trying to separate people. And I think, and I could be misremembering, it could have been way more to this dream, but like way more after that moment. But I think that's when the dream ended. I now have so much more confidence and experience. Because that's what I'm talking about, experience. I have so much more confidence that I will not be that bystander anymore. Do you understand? I will not be that bystander. If I see someone about to get hit by a train, or someone dying, someone on the sidewalk bleeding out, or a homeless guy freezing to death, or whatever, I will be that person to go in and try and save them. I will not be the person that walks by them. I will not be a sheep. I will not be a bystander. I will be the person that goes in there and saves them. That dream was experience. It was experience. It was, and I don't mean experience like Minecraft experience. I don't mean experience like, oh, it's just so experience. I mean experience like I know what I will do. It's experience like failing and trying again. It's experience like learning a lesson. Like it's experience that you now know you are that you type of person. That I don't like saying type of person. You are now someone who will take action. You are now someone who will, in these scenarios, in this frequency, this type of scenario, you are someone who does the good thing, and the good thing in your perspective. And isn't that so funny that I think the dream ended, or that specific experience in the dream ended like very closely when it ended while I was pulling people off of each other. Because I think it started right, like the dream started right with me I was like shopping or something at the mall or at the library or supermarket. I turned over and there was a group of people fighting, and it started with me looking over, people fighting. It ended with me, or it started, I don't know. It ended with me pulling people off of each other. What more proof do you need that was literally just telling me or me literally make like changing or experiencing it? What more could that? But like the point of that was for me to either gain the experience or know the experience. Because I'm not sure if that was more of something or myself telling me that I would do that, or if that was me literally changing in real time when doing that. I'm not sure. What I'm saying is that's the experience you get from dreams.